Hey everybody, welcome to possibly the most long-awaited video of my YouTube career. Northernlion grocery rankings tier list maker, submitted by someone on the subreddit who made a novelty account. They don't wish to be noted, and that's fine. I wouldn't want to be noted for creating such a controversial piece of media as this myself. Those of you who watch a lot of content that I make, you know I'm a grocery store enthusiast. I grocery shop 2 to 4 times a week. It's not a long trip. I pick up what's needed, what's fresh, and I get back, but I got strong opinions about the grocery store in general. It is on the same ranking system as the Pokemon tier list, okay? Astounding, great, good, middle range, little bad, bad, really bad, god awful. I apologize if anything that I say for the next 60 minutes offends you. We got a lot of stuff, fruits, vegetables, grains, frozen foods, things that, to be honest with you, I don't even really know what they, like, what the heck is this? What are you? I don't know what you are. It's like a lobster, maybe? I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna do our best in the spirit of having a good time. Shall we begin? Let's do it. Now, you might know, some of these have brand names. Wherever possible, I'm just going to treat it as the generic version, okay? So this is not a ranking of Budweiser. This is a ranking of beer in general. I will say it's a little foreign for me as a British Columbian. We cannot buy beer in grocery stores. You have to go to a specialty liquor store or beer store in order to purchase it. Other parts of Canada are a little bit different. You can buy it in grocery stores and convenience stores. My perspective on beer is you should probably not drink it that much. So if you're making a trip to the grocery store and you're picking this up every time, I disagree with that. It's expensive, and if you're buying rather than getting like a 24 pack, something that's maybe not that delicious, why don't you just get like a 6-pack of something that is delicious, and you really get the best of both worlds in that department. I'm not gonna say I haven't done it, but this is gonna bother you a little bit. I don't really buy drinkable liquids at the grocery store, to be honest with you, because every time I try to buy something at the grocery store, I go like $3.50. Are you crazy? Water's coming out of my tap for like, an eighth of a cent per liter. Anyway, I'm gonna throw this in the bad tier. That's not to say I don't enjoy a good brew from time to time. It's just I don't think it's something that should be a routine on the grocery list, okay? Pudding, snack packs. I'm gonna be straight up with you. I've never consumed pudding in my entire life. And that's the honest to goodness truth. I know you're like, you had to have had snack packs when you were a kid. I didn't. My parents never bought them for me, so as an adult, I have no affinity for them. But I respect a snack that comes in packs. So that whenever you're hungry, you don't have to go through a lot of work. You can just crack one open. So I'm gonna put this in the middle range right now, because I respect the convenience factor and I have no idea what it tastes like. Hot sauce. Let's assume this is all hot sauces and not Frank's Red Hot Sauce exclusively, although I do like Frank's Red Hot Sauce. We're running the gamut, okay? Hot sauce, astounding. For a few dollars, you can buy a bottle of hot sauce that will strengthen your enjoyment of dozens, if not hundreds of meals. There's no greater value in the grocery store, I think. Perhaps we're about to find out. But a sauce and condiments in general, relatively cheap most of the time, unless you're getting like an absurd balsamic vinegar or something. And they go a long way. So hot sauce, whether it be Frank's, Cholula, Sriracha, hey, maybe get a little bit of all of it. A little bit of Nando's, Peri Peri. It's going up here in the astounding tier without a doubt. Orange juice, this is a tough one for me. I got controversial opinions, okay? I just noticed there's another hot sauce coming. Orange juice, I think, is disproportionately the benefactor of society's short-sighted ideas on health food. People think that orange juice is good for you because it has an orange on it. It's made of oranges. They're fruit. How bad could it be for you? They think you need 10 times more vitamin C than you actually need. They don't feel right if they don't drink orange juice in the morning, and they assume that that's because of the vitamins in the oranges, but really it's probably just because of the sugar content. That being said, we do carry orange juice in our house quite frequently because my wife likes it. I would definitely not put it in the good range. I don't even. It's not that I don't see the appeal. I like other fruit juices more, but orange juice is fine. It does tend to be a little expensive, so personally I'm going to put this in the middle range. I see its use. Cooking spray. I'm going to level with you. This is not fair to the cooking spray industry, but I'm putting you in the little bad tier. Can I explain why? We bought a can of this recently when we got our waffle maker for Christmas, and the can leaked all over. It was like there was a bad seal on the can. And it created a mess that doesn't even make sense to me because it's all aerosolized. But I guess it's liquid in the can and it aerosolizes when you come out, or when it comes out. But either way, cooking spray has its uses. Maybe you're trying to strip a little bit of fat content from your diet for whatever reason, or you're using it in a context like a waffle maker, for example, where you can't really apply oil to it or it'll drip out the sides. But I personally, not a big cooking spray fan. I've gone like a decade without purchasing it until last week. Tabasco, look, I don't know how to delineate between Frank's Red Hot Sauce and Tabasco. I would go ahead and say that, let's treat them like they are, okay? Let's not treat it like it's hot sauce anymore. I still think I would put Frank's Red Hot Sauce in the astounding tier. I think that can really amp up your meals personally. Allow me to turn down the 1812 Overture on my end. Tabasco, I think, is good. I would not say no to Tabasco being on my food, but I understand it is looked down upon by hot sauce snobs. But I'd still, in situations where a hot sauce is relevant, I would rather have Tabasco than nothing at all. Campbell's Tomato Soup. I do not like tomato soup. Let me start there. There might be other canned soups coming. But I think some of this is like, hey, even though I don't buy it, I have to look at it from an abstracted perspective. And I gotta say, even though I don't like tomato soup, I'm gonna bump this up into the good tier because I think canned soup is a good meal. It tastes okay. Here, let me get my hand. It tastes okay. It's easy to prepare. It can be relatively healthy, although also salty. You can make it in a jiffy. It's non-perishable. It lasts a long time. And hey, if you're not, every once in a while, we might buy 2 cans of soup a month. Maybe we only eat 1.5. In 6 months, we got so much soup, we're like, I don't want to go outside. I'll just have some soup. It's convenient. I support this. V8 vegetable juice. I'm just going to be straight up with you. I think this is a really bad product. I'm sorry, V8. I don't mean to insult you. I just do not like it. I don't like tomatoes that much, and there's a heavy tomato component in the V8 vegetable juice. This is not from a snobby perspective of, you should just eat whole vegetables. I think, however, you can get in those micronutrients by all means. For me personally, I just don't like the taste. So that it is what it is. I'm basically spending money to be unpleasant or displeased. I would rather just eat, like 100 salads than drink a cup of this. A box of nuts. I guess this is more like a jar. I purchase a lot of legumes that can be turned into breakfast butters. I don't want to say nuts. I don't even know what these are. They kind of look like, I don't know, maybe macadamia nuts or pistachios or something. I'm just going to be nut agnostic, okay? I purchase these a lot. I love almonds, cashews, peanuts even get a bad rap. Mixed nuts. I'm going to put these in the great tier. The downside, why aren't they in astounding? Couple things. First off, easy to go overboard. Couple handfuls of nuts, you might mess up your macros if that's something you care about. Secondly, expensive. They tend to be pricey. Peanuts are on the cheap side, but almonds are like, man, they tend to be quite expensive. So I don't think it's quite astounding, but it is a staple of my diet. Here's an interesting one for you. Baby carrots and carrots. yes, I'm aware of the fact. If you're not aware of this, let me teach you. Baby carrots are the cores of unsightly or otherwise perhaps slightly rotted carrots. There is no baby carrot farm in the world that grows these tiny little carrots. They're just like the little centers of carrots that are otherwise unshapely. However, that being said, a baby carrot can be delicious. It also has dipability in a hummus or a ranch dressing or a tzatziki or something like that. Fair enough. I don't look down on the baby carrot because of its origin story. I will say, I do not purchase baby carrots that frequently. I purchase regular carrots fairly frequently. Use it in, julienne it and put it in salads. Chop it up, put it in a Japanese curry. A soup and stew staple, oftentimes used in stir fries and fried rices. I gotta give it some support. So this is my baby carrot versus carrot ranking. But I think baby carrots can be a delicious snack when combined with some of the other things we're going to see on this list. Canned tuna. I have a good relationship with canned tuna as well. I'm going to move this into the good tier. Positives. Protein rich. Somewhat delicious if you like the taste of fish, because it does tend to be fishy. Negatives. Not that many people on planet Earth enjoy this. Why is it so expensive? I get you're pulling a 300-pound albacore out of the Bering Strait, but isn't there like some supply and demand going on? I feel like when I was a teenager, my mom was buying canned tuna for like $1 a can. Now it's like $3.50. That's why I don't get it that much anymore. I'm like, it's just too... Well, I get it now and then, but it's just too pricey. Plus, one can, it's only like 150 calories maybe. It's not enough for lunch. Not for me, at least. Canned sardines, look, I'm going ahead and I'm throwing this in honestly, the really bad category. Something about a whole fish inside of a can, very frightening to me. All I can think of when I look at this is just corpses of my fish friends completely saturated in oil. I understand other parts of the world, you might have some toast and you put these on it. Hey, I eat sardines. I know it's a strange thing, but a canned sardine, for whatever reason, has never interested me. I'm just going to be honest with you. Canned salmon, I've never had. I've never had canned salmon. I'm going to go ahead and keep this in the middle range, just because I don't know anything about it. So it would be unfair of me, I think, to rank it anywhere else, unlike the Mega Evolutions for Pokemon. Alright, we have so many more products to rank. Holy crap. Okay, so we're going to start going a little faster. I've gone through way too much talking. Here's an easy one for you. Canned peaches and canned pineapples, alright? I love pineapple. I love peaches. I'm going to hit you with something controversial. These are some of the only foods on planet Earth that taste better canned than they do. I'm not going to say fresh, because I'm not sure how fresh the pineapples are in Canada by the time they get here. But I think they taste better canned, oftentimes, than they do relatively fresh from the produce section. So I would even... I'm gonna keep them in the middle range. I don't purchase them that often. It's also... They get a little extra convenience factor as well, for sure. Because of the fact that, I mean, a peach you can just eat, but a pineapple does require some prep. So I support that. Now, canned, I believe those are canned green beans and canned corn. I'm going to just hit you straight off the top. Having eaten fresh green beans, I do not wish to eat any more canned green beans. There's something about biting into a green bean and a bunch of slightly warm water comes out into your mouth. It's like eating wet wax. I've done it, and I will do it again, I'm sure. But it just conjures the image of, like, going to, like, a Denny's and being like, instead of fries, can I get mixed greens? And they come out with those weird corrugated carrots, and then no thank you. Not a great canned vegetable, in my opinion. Canned corn, I'm going to go ahead and toss that in the little bad category. For whatever reason, I think it tends to turn out a little better. Canned clams, these are going down with the sardines. I do like seafood. I just, I don't know. Something about it just doesn't feel right. Canned chili. I'm going to be honest with you. This is going up here with the canned soup, okay? I don't buy canned chili. I make my own chili when I want chili. I mean, soups and stews are pretty easy to make, okay? But still, relatively cheap, can be good for you. I'm assuming it's tasty because people are eating it. And it's a meal in a can. You know, you heat it up and you got a fully complete meal in like under 10 minutes. I support this. Refried beans. This is a weird one for me because I have never purchased a can of refried beans. But I think that refried beans are the tastiest of all the bean varieties. So I gotta put this in the middle range, I suppose. Sugar. It's a bit of it's a have and have not, right? Let's put it up here. At some point you're gonna need sugar for a recipe, okay? I know you might be like, we've never used sugar in our house. I believe you, but a lot of recipes, even if you're making like a chicken teriyaki or something like that, it'll be like, just put in like a teaspoon of sugar or something like that to sweeten it up, all right? You could use honey instead, but I think honestly, sugar is enough of a staple that we're gonna put it up in the astounding tier, okay? And I don't have a sweet tooth in particular, but you know, this is such a common ingredient. And the other thing is, if you don't bake, if you buy like I don't know, 400 grams of sugar, also known in other parts of the world as a pound, you're not gonna need to buy sugar again until like 2080. A grocery store cake. This is where my snobbiness is gonna come to effect, okay? That's god awful as far as I'm concerned. I know that maybe I'm the wrong guy to critique this, okay? Because for one, I don't even like cake to begin with. If we're talking about a dessert situation, I would much rather have, I don't know, like, I'm trying to think. I don't eat that much dessert, to be honest with you. I just don't have that much of a sweet tooth, okay? I always prefer like a square, you know? Like a square or something, or a peanut butter-based dish, or you get the idea, right? A gelato / ice cream / sorbet sort of thing. But I've eaten a lot of grocery store cakes in my life, as I'm sure everybody watching this video probably has. And typically, it depends on the grocery store, but typically they tend to not turn out that well. Also, who knows how long they've been sitting there. Plus, you're just buying a cake and you're like, you know, it just says happy birthday on it. You show up with that cake, you're like, I know you didn't call the store. This is just one of the generic happy birthday cakes. I'm not mad about it. I'm just, anyway, let's move on. We don't have that much time. Butter. Astounding. I'm assuming that's butter and not a case of beer. It's kind of hard to tell. I can't believe we're only on the B's, dude. This is a scary time. I'm looking at, there's like 2 rows down is banana. That's very scary. Butter, commonly used cooking ingredient. You can spread it on toast. It's you can put it in coffee if you live in the Silicon Valley and are looking for a big dose of grass-fed omega-3s in the morning. We use this at least once a week. We'll use butter in a recipe. If you don't need your fat to have flavor, you can use any other kind of cooking oil. If you're cooking something where you're like, oh, this is meant to be buttery, you put butter in it. It's an easy way to crank it up. Hamburger buns. I'm stoking the controversy right now. Why is it a little bad? It's a package deal. It's like Pokemon Red and Blue. If you want to get the full value out of a hamburger bun, you got to buy the hamburgers as well. On the other hand, what's the point of buying the patties if you're not buying the... Well, if you buy ground beef, you can use it for a number of things, I suppose. So disregard that. But I'm still annoyed by hamburger math. Sometimes Kate and I will buy like 2 burger patties or 2 Beyond Burger patties. You can't get 2 hamburger buns. You can only get 4 hamburger buns. What if I don't want to eat hamburgers twice in a week? Why can't you just sell packs of 2? Or dare I even suggest packs of 1? Some bakeries have it, some bakeries don't. So that's where I'm at here. I have to be honest. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know what this man is. He could be walking down the street. I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man. What are you? Cane sugar. Okay, cane sugar? I don't know. I have no idea. Let's say little bad. Okay. I don't know. Does it go in tea? I suppose, and maybe, I mean, I can see, you know, you could use cane sugar, I suppose. Is cane sugar just another word for brown sugar? I don't know, I don't know what to do with it. I mean, I use brown sugar in cooking probably more than I use, you know, refined sugar. I don't know, man. You're just the second sugar. You didn't impress me. Welcome to the little bad tier. Broccoli. It's a great vegetable. I just like the taste of it a lot. I think the secret's out on broccoli. 10 years ago, everybody was like, broccoli's so underrated. Now, everybody's like, I love broccoli. Congratulations, you did it. Broccoli, you've come up in the tier. Everybody likes you. Stir-fried, baked, even boiled sometimes. I can get down with this. Plus, I mean, this is only like the second vegetable, like fresh vegetable on the list after 20 items. Come on. This is getting a little ridiculous. Breadsticks. I think those are breadsticks. I'm putting them in the really bad tier. It's not that they're not delicious. It's just that I never buy them. I never buy a breadstick. If I was to buy a bread product at the grocery store, I would go a little bit higher, you know? I would put other bread products a little bit higher. I would put bagels over this. I would put, you know, a loaf of bread over this. I would put a nice baguette over this. Kaiser rolls, pretzel buns, etc., etc. Sorry, breadsticks. These are brats. I'm going to surprise you a little bit. Brats, you might think I'm going to put them in the little bad range. I'm putting them in the middle range. Pardon me. Similar problems to hamburgers, but on the other hand, you can also eat a brat by itself. You don't need the bun. It's better with the bun. But you could just have like a brat, or maybe even two brats, as the main protein part of your dinner, I suppose. I like a sausage in general. Not as much as I like the nuts, but I like a sausage in general. So let's put that in the middle range. I believe this is apple cider vinegar. Or liquid something oil? I have no idea what you are. You're bad, make your text bigger. A box of wine. I think, you know, this is understandable. Put it right next to the beer. I will say, wine has a better dining connotation than beer. If you crack a Budweiser or two while you're eating a nice dinner, people look at you like you're uncivilized. If you and your wife split a bottle of wine, they go, oh, that's the life. The wine lobby is not to be trusted. They've done an incredible PR job, but as far as I'm concerned, this is a 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Bok choy. Putting in the good tier. Why? I probably prefer bok choy to broccoli, but bok choy is used less universally, I think. You can just have a side of bok choy, but it's not typically how it's done. It's usually used in like a hot pot or various Asian themed dishes for sure. Broccoli, I find it a little bit more versatile, but it is what it is. Don't at me. Frozen pizzas. It's a tough one for me because it's a very popular dish. Of course, I've consumed probably, 500 frozen pizzas in my life. I'm going to keep them in the middle range. They're terrible for you, most of them at least. But they are cheap, much cheaper than a regular pizza. You can cook them at home very easily. They tend not to be that good, but I have had okay ones. And I gotta be honest, frozen pizzas have gotten me and Kate out of a pinch from time to time. You know, it's like 11 p.m. or something. We've been working all day. I'm like, I gotta get some groceries. I go to the 24-hour grocery store, pick up a frozen pizza. I'm not saying we're eating good, but there's a utility for it. So I'll keep these in the middle range. I will add, a lot of when I talk about frozen pizzas with chat, they're like, "Have you ever had this one?" And I'm like, "No, I don't. We don't get the full supply of frozen pizzas in Canada. Like I've never seen a Red Baron pizza here. I might be wrong about that. Maybe I have, but anyway, I don't know. So you might range higher depending on your perspective, but I respect the frozen pizza. Blueberries. I'm going to throw these into good, just because we have a dearth of fresh fruit to begin with here. But I don't buy berries that often unless I buy them for Kate, because they're expensive. They're great for you, but it's an expensive fruit. I'm not that picky when it comes to food, believe it or not, based on this list. I would rather just get a cheaper fruit. You can buy them frozen as well. They're still pretty expensive. Here, there's a recurring trend, okay? Everything's a little bit expensive in Canada compared to the U.S. at least. But yeah, I mean, they're delicious. Who doesn't like a blueberry? Black pepper, it's a seasoning, is going up in the astounding tier. Every recipe that I ever use calls for salt and black pepper, and I love it. In fact, if you only have salt and black pepper, you can make some pretty good stuff. You got to be a little choosy, but that's good enough for sure. That's got to be in terms of value for money. That's nuts. Blackberries, I'm gonna level with you. I'm putting these in the middle range. I don't like them as much as blueberries. They carry the same cost. It's just that simple. A can of black beans. Welcome to the good tier. There's another. Can you just? That's literally. It's the same photo. You ain't slick. Okay. Canned black beans. Fajitas, tacos, burritos, chilies, stews, rice and beans. Fantastic, cheap, healthy, and some people might call them a filler. Yeah, because they're filling you up with fiber and slow digesting carbohydrates that are as delicious as they are nutritious. Beef jerky. I'm going to surprise you a great deal here. I love the taste of beef jerky. I will never purchase it at a grocery store. It's too expensive. I understand you're buying beef, but you get a little teensy bit of beef jerky. It's so expensive. Beef, like beef from the meat area, is relatively cheap as compared with, well, it depends what you're buying. If you're buying like a ribeye, obviously. I don't think they're making beef jerky out of the freaking ribeye. They should be for what Jack Links is charging for it. Anyway, beef jerky is one of those things I will, if someone's like, you want some? I'm like, yeah, I'll take some for free. If someone's like, you want to buy some? I'm like, absolutely not. That's it. I'm not saying they're gouging. This might just be how much it costs to make beef jerky. But I will not pay it. I refuse. A man's got to know his limitations, okay? What the heck is this? Hold on. Is that coffee? Is it fuel? Milk? I don't know what you are, okay? I don't know what you are. So, again, why don't you go into the bad tier until you can make your text a little larger. Bananas, astounding. Astounding fruit. Delicious, convenient, ubiquitous. I buy bananas probably every time I go to the grocery store. I eat one a day. It's nature's perfect fruit. It comes prepackaged. It's incredible. Are you balsamic vinegar? I think you are balsamic vinegar. I'm going to put you in the great tier. If you're eating a lot of salads, it would go up into astounding probably as well. All you need, oil, balsamic vinegar, a little bit of acid like a lemon juice. Shake that up, you got yourself a permanently delicious salad dressing. I'm for it. Also used to deglaze a pan when cooking like a steak, for example. Very helpful. Ubiquitous ingredient in sauces as well. I think this is baking soda. Baking soda, I'm going to be honest, it's a middle range. Useful for niche things, and also I buy one of these once every 6 months to put in our fridge to absorb bad smells. You're just bread, right? That's bread. I have a complicated relationship with bread. I don't buy it. Mostly because it's not that good for you. You can make it work, don't get me wrong. But I prefer to not buy it so I don't make every lunch sandwiches. Try to lower that unnecessary carbohydrate load. But I have to admit, it's a staple. I'm throwing it in the good tier. Versatile. You could just serve some with dinner. You can make sandwiches out of it. It's useful for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You can make toast out of it. You can have a snack. I'm for it. And bagels, worse for you, but also delicious. I mean, I can't deny it. I love a bagel. Bagel bites. This is not fair. It's going to cause me a lot of strife. I've had bagel bites once in my entire life. It coincided with either infectious disease or foodborne illness, and I threw up. I cannot look at bagel bites without feeling a little queasy. It's like 22 years later. I got to put these in the really bad tier. I mean, honestly, I'd even put them in god-awful. I will not consume them. And this is just, it's admittedly unique to me, okay? I apologize, but it's not for me. Bacon. I gotta be honest, I think bacon goes in the good tier as well. You know what? I'm elevating it. I'm putting it in the great tier. You know why? First off, it's delicious. Is it nutritionally good for you? It's not great, for sure. I think it's probably not as bad as it gets a rap for, but things like the Baconator have kind of blown out the perception of I mean, it's not a health food. Let's not get ridiculous. But it also has a use in culinary purposes. You know? You can use it as the fat to render into a sauce for pasta. You can crunch it up and make bacon bits for salads and stuff like that. I support bacon. It's a relatively versatile meat on top of being a great breakfast side. So I'm just going to call this single-serve cheeses. I'm also going to put these in the great tier. I buy them fairly frequently. Sometimes Baby Bell, oftentimes not. I just love cheese to begin with, even though I should probably not eat it because I think as I'm getting older, I'm getting a little lactose intolerant. And I love a single-serving cheese, I'll admit. You know, there's a recurring theme. I respect foods that get, you know, you can just crack them open, you got one, and you got a snack, and then you're on with your day. Avocados. Middle range. I like avocados. I love guacamole. Why middle range? I'm a fool. And I constantly put them in the fridge because they're a vegetable. Then I wake up the next day and there's an enormous, you know, black coconut in my fridge. And I go, oh crap, you're not supposed to leave the avocados in the fridge. They over-ripen. Also, if you catch an avocado on the right day, it's heaven. If you catch an avocado on the wrong day, it's like eating a green apple. If you catch it a day late, it's like eating green butter, but not in a good way. So it's dangerous. Asparagus. It's a great vegetable. I apologize for my right click there. I think asparagus is delicious. I think asparagus is a little bit expensive from time to time. But most importantly, I think asparagus tastes good. That's why it's going up in the great tier. Artichokes, I gotta be honest, a little bad in this case, mostly just means niche. It's a product I don't really consume that much. Artichoke hearts, yes. Artichokes, not really. I don't dislike them, and I even think they might be a little underrated, but I never buy them. Now, I've never consumed this, but I know what it is. It's an Arnold Palmer half lemonade, half iced tea. This is kind of, and again, it's not going to make me a lot of friends. I see it kind of the same way I see alcohol. It's a sugary drink consumed for psychological benefit. And I don't look down on that. However, I don't buy sugary juices or sodas and stuff like that at the grocery store. I'll have one when I'm out now and then, but I try to limit it at the grocery store just because an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Is it delicious? I have no idea. On principle, I will never buy it. Well, I haven't bought it yet. Let's put it that way. Applesauces. Let me hit you with this, okay? Applesauce, single serve, little bad. Useful for kids' lunches or even, you know, if you're packing a lunch for yourself to take to work. Big jar of applesauce, really bad. I've eaten applesauce once in the past decade, and I like it okay, but I only ate it when I had my wisdom teeth taken out. So it's not a high-tier snack in my opinion. And a single big jar of it is worse. Unless that's cider. To me, that looks like applesauce, okay? Maybe it's apple butter, I don't know. But Same difference. Apples, on the other hand, look, in my opinion, not quite as convenient as the banana, but large variety, relatively cheap, delicious. I love it. Apple juice, take your place next to orange juice for the same reasons. Apple cider vinegar. This is a middle-range food, in my opinion. It can be useful for cooking, but is not compulsory. Pardon me. Now we're getting into it. We only have hundreds of foods remaining. Okay, that's fine. Let's do a lightning round, all right? I can't stop myself from talking. Altoids. Really bad. Why? I don't buy things from that part of the grocery store where the tabloids are. It's not food. These are garnishes. Now, again, if you're offering an Altoid, I'll take it. It's not like it's disgusting. I won't buy it. I don't buy gum anymore. I don't buy packages of Lifesavers, etc., etc. Nuts. Welcome to the nut category. What are you? I don't know what you are, so I'm going to put you in the really bad category next to the other stuff I don't understand. You know what? If I don't know what you are, welcome to God awful. Your packaging has failed you. A1 steak sauce. Great. Not worthy of being up here with Frank's Red Hot sauce, because if you use steak sauce on a steak, a lot of people are going to be insulted. However, and it's not as versatile, but I think it's delicious, and if nobody's looking, I'll put a steak sauce on a steak. I don't care how good the steak is. I'm going to assume that you are, I don't know, there's a cow on it, so I think it's milk. I'm going to put this in the middle range. I don't drink milk, but it's used in a lot of recipes. Kate drinks milk as well. Plus, it's a good mix for like a protein shake. I have had milk recently in a protein shake. I usually prefer almond milk, which this might be. But if it is, why'd they put a cow on it? I don't know. Kind granola bars. Great food. I've never had these particular ones, but I like a Kind bar. The big knock is that they're expensive. But again, I like a food that's convenient and relatively good for you. Kind bars basically fit the bill. Ketchup. Here's one that's going to throw you for a loop. I don't even like ketchup that much. I think it's an astounding food. For $5 a bottle, you're enhancing your enjoyment of French fries, eggs, sometimes, a variety of different potatoes. Some people put it on pizza, even. You know, I think this is a food that I don't particularly like, but I can understand the appeal. Kale. I'm putting this in the great tier. Not everybody loves kale. I love kale. I think it's my favorite leafy green. But when you get it in a bag like this, I think the number of times I have finished a bag like this, I can count on one hand. I always end up, recycling or composting like, I don't know, at least 30 kale leaves 3 weeks later when I forgot that it was in my vegetable drawer. I wish I could purchase it by the leaf. It would make my life easier. So from a wastefulness standpoint, I'm taking it down a little bit, even if it is my own fault, but it's my favorite leafy green. Nut butters, astounding. Now, Justin's nut butter, a little expensive. I don't go for that. I go for the Kraft. Like the cheese slices. They make peanut butter up here, and I eat a lot of it. When I was bulking, I was eating 2 teaspoons to even more than 2 teaspoons of peanut butter a day. I buy it almost every time I go to the grocery store. Eat way too much of it. Not useful outside of raw consumption in toast. Maybe you put it in a shake if you're using a blender for it, but I love it. Jell-O. Jell-O cups. Put you right next to the pudding. I will admit I like Jell-O more, but again, much like applesauce, I have not consumed it since I had my wisdom teeth taken out. Jam. It's a middle range good for me. I respect it. My wife likes it a lot. I just prefer peanut butter. I would rather just have toast with butter than put jam on it in most circumstances. Ice cream. Middle range. Very popular. My wife likes it. I don't buy it unless I'm buying it for her. I don't want it in my fridge. Sure, it's delicious. Ice, it's just god-awful, okay? There is one exception, all right? If you're throwing a party and you need a lot of ice, okay, buy the ice bags. If you're just buying ice, normally, what are you doing? I mean, I have an ice maker in my fridge. I don't even use it. I use it for iced coffee, like, every day. Fair enough. But, like, you could just get an ice cube tray and fill it up. That's 12 ice cubes. That's going to last a decently long time, unless you're consuming a staggering amount of ice. I don't understand the value of this. Even without an ice maker, I never bought ice, unless I was going camping. Hummus. Why not put it in the great range? It's probably my favorite dip/spread, and that's all there is to it. Hot Pockets. Gonna level with you. I don't believe I've ever consumed a Hot Pocket. I have nothing to say. I'm gonna say that it's a little bad. Hot dog buns. Take your place next to hamburger buns. What are you? Hot cocoa mix. I don't drink you. You're seeing that. Look, I'm not a picky eater. I don't eat a lot of stuff that I've consumed many times in my life just because, I don't see the appeal, I guess. I have had hot chocolate. I don't really like it that much. Hot cocoa mix, welcome to the bad tier. Honey, I'm going to put you in the good tier. So here's the thing. Honey, good sugar substitute, good in tea, good if you're baking, for sure. And good in a lot of recipes as kind of like a sweet binding agent. But I don't really use it that much, to be honest. Ham. Deli ham. Can I hit you with something hot? I've eaten probably more of this food than any other food on the list, and I think it's a little bad. It's just, I love a deli sandwich, I'll admit, but something about deli ham, turkey, chicken is bizarre. Like, this is not a part of the animal. I don't even know what you'd call it. The pellet. Can I get some slices off of the pig pellet? And it's always wet and cold, and I'll eat it, don't get me wrong, but I don't respect myself. Gum. I just don't chew it anymore, I have a problem with portion control with gum. I eat a piece, or I chew a piece. In less than 10 minutes, it loses its flavor. I throw another one in. 10 minutes, loses its flavor, throw another one in. I'm eating it for sport. Maybe it's my own personal problem. I guess it's a breath freshener. It's not for me, though. So guacamole, I'd put it up here with the hummus tier. It's an essential part of a fajita slash burrito slash, what have you, sort of dinner. I believe that this is like is ground beef, I think, because there's a taco on it. I don't know, because the next one, definitely. I don't assume this is like ground pork, and this is ground beef. I think that's fair. Ground beef, I have to level with you. I think it's an astounding food. It's not the best tasting type of beef, but is useful in such a wide variety of different culinary uses. Pasta sauces, chilies, soups and stews, meatballs, fajitas, tacos, etc., etc. I guess just tacos. Ground pork, I think it's fine. And you could use it in like a sundubu sort of, hot tofu soup situation, I guess. It opens it up to a broader geography of culinary experiences, but I just don't think it's as versatile or as good for that matter. Green onions, love them. Put that up in the great tier, please. Don't besmirch it by putting it in good. I love the feathery green ends. I love the white circles. They got a little bit of extra bite. Great vegetable and fun to chop. Underrated spectrum to rate a good buy. Oh my good lord, there's still so much left. Green beans. Fresh green beans, they're good. Destroy the canned version. Grapes, go ahead and say good as well. I like a grape, don't get me wrong. Sometimes you're eating the grapes, you gotta self-select for the good ones versus the bad ones. You know what I mean? Now, if you'll excuse me, I thought we were at the end of the music, but we're not. It's just quiet. It's like a Pixies song. Grape juice, honestly, put it right next to the wine where it belongs. I am not 8 years old. I don't consume very much grape juice anymore. Graham crackers, really bad. Only see a purpose to these if you're having s'mores. I don't dislike them necessarily, but, you know, we got to start making some tough choices. Now, can I hit you with something very surprising? For all of my snobbishness when it comes to food, I love goldfish. I don't buy them. I used to buy them, like, you know, 2 packs a week maybe. I know these are considered a snack for children because they have a face on them. The light breeziness of the cheddar cheese combined with the toasted wheat, it's a flavor bonanza. I love them. That's why I don't buy them anymore. I believe Bundaberg is a ginger beer. Please put it next to the Arnold Palmer. I see them as similar. Canada Dry, kind of in the same boat. Ginger itself, I got to put it up. Ginger and garlic are going to be in the great tier, okay? Very useful for a variety of different recipes, without a doubt. And you can, you could throw it in a tea or something like that. Can I hit you with the only thing I don't like about ginger is that most recipes call for it to be grated instead of diced, which is a little annoying. Your arm hurts by the end of it. You got to clean a grater, but it's worth it. Gatorade. I'm willing to put Gatorade one level above the other beverages simply because if you are an athlete of some sort, you're engaging in activity where you're sweating a lot, this has a utility use beyond just its flavor as well. Now, if you're buying Gatorade, because you're also buying a lot of this, I encourage you to examine your life choices a little bit. However, I think there is a utility. I think Gatorade tastes okay. And when I was a middle distance runner 6 years ago, I was getting a Gatorade now and then. Your body just, if you run like 10K, it craves it. It's like, please God, give me fluids and salt. Garlic salt. You kind of got to evaluate spices in their own tier, I think, or seasonings. I think garlic salt is a great spice/seasoning. It's used a lot. Again, soups and stews. Rubs for barbecue and stuff like that. It's a commonly used good. I believe you are a clove of garlic. I think you should be up here. In fact, I might even, let's be honest, garlic is a little bit more astounding. Welch's Fruit Snacks. I see this kind of as analogous to applesauce. Food for children. As an adult, I don't eat fruit snacks. It's not because I'm like, I'm worried people would judge me. It's more like I got to eat 8 packages of the thing to be satiated, and that's probably just not good for you. This is another frozen pizza. I'm just going to put it right next to the previous one. Well, as close as I can get, at least, to the previous one. Because I don't know the difference. What the heck are you? What are you? You're peas. Okay. Frozen peas. That's a middle range for me. Just because I don't like peas that much. I apologize. We're going to be getting close on a lot of these, okay? Because, these are frozen mangoes. Very popular, but I never buy them. I don't make smoothies. Not in a blender, at least. What the heck? Are you corn? You're corn? Sorry, my Uplay popped up on the bottom there. Corn. I mean, I kind of keep you with the frozen peas, even though I like you more. Frozen blueberries, welcome to mango tier. Frozen mixed berries, welcome to blueberry tier. Rich and creamy Betty Crocker frosting has got to be in the god-awful tier. Let's move it up a little. I've never used it. I'm not buying the cake mix of the grocery store. I just don't like cake. Frank's Red Hot Sauce seems very familiar. Let's go ahead and toss that up there. I believe, are you tortillas? I think you're tortillas. Those are Mission tortillas. Welcome to, here's the thing. I'm putting them in the good tier because you need them for many Tex-Mex style dishes, obviously. But I'm also like, grocery store tortillas are hit or miss. I've had some that are awesome. I've had some that taste like, they've been left out in the sun. All-purpose flour, honestly, I see as being up here with the with the table sugar. It's just one of those things you want to have in your house. You don't want to buy it every time, but you're going to need flour at some point. Unless you never bake and never have a desire to eat any sort of even lightly breaded food. It's a common, you need it for even using our waffle maker, for example. What are you? I think you are flaxseed. It's well liked, I have to admit, but all right, I'll move it up a little bit. Fish sticks? I'm going to hit you with something, okay? I think fish sticks are god-awful. I had to make room for the fish sticks down here. Why are fish sticks god-awful? Chicken fingers, frozen, are just superior in every way. Oh, but I want fish. Then buy one of the frozen fish and chips. The fish sticks, they cook weird and they sort of like fall apart and, they don't have any structural integrity. You pick them up to dip them in the cocktail sauce and then you pull them back out and they're all like droopy, This is not a juvenile thing necessarily. It's more just like, I think there's superior options. What on earth are you? Hold on. I think you're English muffins. Okay, English muffins? I've had them before, for sure. I put them in the little bad tier just because they're a niche product rather than a staple. But if you're making a breakfast sandwich, for my money, this might be the best type of bread to put them on. Frozen burritos. There should be a never had it tier, I'll just admit. So I'm going to put this with other foods that I have. Yeah, you know what? This belongs in the Hot Pocket tier because I've never eaten it. I apologize. Eggs, straight up. I don't even like eggs that much. We use them all the time. They're astounding. It's a staple. Eggplant, I hate it. I'm sorry. I just do not like it at all. I've had it served every way you could possibly imagine. It's not for me. Dried mangoes, I think these are a good snack. A little sugary, a little expensive, but delicious. I like a mango. Don't let the frozen mango placement get you down, okay? It's a frozen mango I'm not a huge fan of. A fresh or a dried mango, absolutely. I think you're cranberries, maybe? How is it possible? There's still... Okay, we're starting to get there. This might be a 2-hour video, but we're starting to get there. Okay, let's go a little faster, okay? Cranberries. I kind of see them as bad grapes. Although I do like cranberry juice. Grocery store donuts. Again, why not... You having trouble finding a better donut shop than Safeway? Where do you live? Okay? That might be a little insulting, I apologize. But I never want 12 donuts. Sometimes I want a donut. If I want a donut, I don't want to get it from the grocery store. I'd get it from like a Krispy Kreme or a better place. Let's just call it like it is. To me, this looks like, I think this is cumin, okay? Cumin is a god tier spice/seasoning. If you're doing any cooking, you're going to want to have it, especially if you're making soups and stews. This is a cucumber, I'm assuming. I like cucumber a lot. I'm going to put it in the good tier. A lot of people don't like cucumber. I see it as superior to zucchini. Cream cheese. A little bad. Still buy it from time to time. Not great for you. And mostly useful if you have a bagel sort of situation, I think. But it is what it is. Craisins. I'm going to put you right down here with the cranberries, to be honest. Crab. You're not going to love this, okay? I love the taste of crab. I never want to purchase a crab from the grocery store. It's a living creature, for one. And although I do consume meat, and I understand that this is a weird cognitive dissonance, I don't really want to kill an animal in my home. I don't know, maybe you can get them killed from the grocery store, but on top of that, it's very expensive. And I love crab and lobster. I don't eat them that much because they're pricey. But I don't want to buy them from a grocery store because I'm like, if I mess it up, I might as well have just gone to a restaurant. So I will never purchase a crab from the grocery store, in all likelihood. Low-fat cottage cheese. It's not for me. Now, I've realized we've got flour tortillas and corn tortillas, okay? I'm going to hit you with something you're not going to like. You might even say something like, LOL, he's so white. I've seen it said in response to me. I can't deny it, right? I think after I've had a lot of both from the grocery store, I prefer a flour tortilla to a corn tortilla. I've steamed them. I've heated them up in the pan. I've warmed them up. I think a flour tortilla out of a package tastes better than a corn tortilla out of a package. In a restaurant, I don't know. I can't speak to that. What the heck are you? I think it's a cookie mix. Some kind of cookie mix. I'm going to go ahead and say that that's kind of bad as well. This is maybe a little weird. If I were going to... you know what? I'm taking it down to really bad. You know why? If I want cookies, I'm going to buy some that are pre-baked. Or I'm going to make a recipe myself. What's this half measure? You're going to buy the mix yourself? Or maybe this is not a mix. These might just be actually pre-made cookies. But I'm going to continue to let my ignorance choose how to respond here. Canned coffee grounds. I'm a slight coffee snob, so canned coffee, instant coffee doesn't interest me that much. But it's a terrible thing for me to have to reconcile because I also love convenience. To be able to just take some of these, throw them in hot water, 2 minutes later your coffee's ready. Sure, I understand. I understand and respect it. Also very economical, for sure. Cod fillets. It's only like the third meat product we've had. We're gonna put these in the good tier. If you want fish, cod's up there. For sure. Yeah, I got nothing against it. It's not my favorite fish. That's why it's in the good tier instead of being higher. But yeah, I respect it. Coconut water, don't really respect. I've consumed it while hungover. I understand its isotonic properties. But it's not really for me, and I honestly find it kind of prohibitively expensive, and it doesn't taste that good. I'm not even sure it's that good for you, unless you're, again, maybe in a Gatorade context it is helpful. But, okay, I'm just going to keep that in bad, so I don't come across as too much of a hypocrite. Coconut oil, never used it. I believe it has uses. I've never used it. Soda? This is perhaps my hottest take, okay? I do not buy soda at the grocery store. It's bad for you. And I've consumed a lot of soda in my day, don't get me wrong. You consume it mindlessly. Again, I can't stress enough, it's terrible for you. It creates a bunch of recycling, which is, I mean, recycling's not bad, but that's more work. And secondarily, why down here when like beer is up here? Well, I'm like, I at least see like a purpose to drinking beer, if that makes sense. You know, you have a couple beers, you relax a little bit. Sure, maybe if you have a couple sodas, you relax a little bit, but it seems like, you know, that's more psychological than, you know, metabolic. I don't know. Maybe you're going to be mad at this. That's okay. I understand. I'm sorry to the Coca-Cola Corporation. I still consume your beverages from time to time. I just do not purchase soda for my home, okay? Pillsbury cinnamon rolls. You know, I'm not scrolling up for a reason. Let's put it that way. Put these in the little bad range. I do like a cinnamon roll, don't get me wrong. And it makes your apartment smell amazing. Is this ground cinnamon? Ground cinnamon? I gotta be honest, in the list of spices, this one's not even middle range. I would even say it's bad. It's not used that commonly unless you're baking or making hot drinks. Coriander / cilantro. Cilantro. A great herb. Yes, maybe you don't like it because it tastes like soap. You're very special. Congratulations. This is necessary for a lot of, you know, Tex-Mex dishes, or probably just Mexican dishes. Necessary for Thai food, and just delicious in general. Necessary for Vietnamese food. What are you? Angry Orchard Cider. Okay, I know you. You are going to continue to be in the same tier. Cholula. Astounding. You know what? Because Cholula's on the list, I'm sorry to tell you, Frank's Red Hot, you move slightly down. Them's the breaks. Hershey's chocolate syrup. I don't even know what you use this for. You pour it on ice cream, maybe? Pudding, snack packs. Sounds familiar. I noticed at the start, I was like, I don't eat this, middle range. Now I'm like, I don't eat it, really bad. Welcome to my completely objective list. What the heck is Chobani? Okay, hold on. Chobani. Let Google Assistant do his work. It's a yogurt. Okay. You know, I don't consume much yogurt, but I do consume some skyr. I would consider it middle tier. A lot of people love it. I'm not necessarily one of them. You are chili powder. Okay, chili powder is kind of a weird seasoning, but I do use it a lot. Let's put that in the good tier. I don't think it's a great... It's like an amalgam of other seasonings, I think. And it's useful for a lot of the stuff that I make. But I'm like, the cumin's way more important. Chicken noodle soup. Please put it next to tomato soup. I'm going to go ahead and suggest this is chicken broth. That's in the middle range. It's easy enough to make at home, but I do buy it myself for soups, and it flavors a rice or a risotto very well. These are chicken sausages. They gotta go below the brats. We got brats in the middle. I'd say chicken sausage is a little bad. Chicken breasts, look. As far as I'm concerned, that's a great meat. Some people will argue the thigh has better flavor. I agree. But a chicken breast is also very versatile. You can bake it. You can fry it in a skillet. You could cut it up and deep fry it. You could put it in a salad. You're not going to see too many chicken thigh salads around. I'd put the thighs in the great range as well. Don't get me wrong. Chia seeds. Welcome to flaxseed territory. Cereal / Honey Nut Cheerios. To be honest, I'm going to put these... Assuming we're evaluating Honey Nut Cheerios, they're one of my favorite cereals. That puts them in the middle range. I don't eat cereal with milk. I think I'm missing out. That's why I don't eat cereal anymore. Tillamook cheddar cheese, I've never consumed, but I do like cheese. I'm going to put it in the good range because I don't buy it anymore because of flatulatory reasons. I believe these are little cereal boxes. I am not a child, and I do not have a child. So I don't really see these as having an adult use case unless I wanted to eat 2 different types of cereal for breakfast in order to satiate myself. So I'm going to go ahead and say these are really bad. Your celery. Celery, I'm going to level with you, okay? I like it, but I think as far as vegetables go, it's a little bad. I like it as an ingredient in things. Apart from that, it's not really, it's not great. I believe that's cauliflower, taken at a strange angle. Cauliflower, I do not really like. I much prefer its cruciferous cousin, broccoli. Man, I gotta get real close on these. Laura Scondin Skugits. I don't know what you are. So there you go. This is some form of beef. Perhaps it's a stewing beef, I think. I don't know. Are you, I think you're a stewing beef. Here's my thing. I buy stewing beef fairly frequently, but I think it's a little bad because you could also just buy any cut of beef, more or less, and cut it into stewing beef style cubes. But you can't reassemble your stewing beef into a fillet of meat that you could cook like a steak. Lagunitas IPA, more delicious than your Budweisers, in my opinion, but, you know, occupying a very similar niche here. LaCroix, look. I've purchased probably 20 cases of LaCroix in my life. Why is it in the really bad tier? The same. If I'm going to rail against soda, I'm going to rail against sparkling water. It is healthier for you, without a doubt. And I like the flavor more, to be sincere. You can tell I'm getting riled up, okay? However, same thing. It's expensive. It creates the recycling. Fills up your fridge. Water's coming out of my tap for half a cent a glass, okay? That's why I don't respect it. Kombucha. Is that kombucha? I think that's kombucha. It's kind of in the same boat, to be honest. I mean, so is grape juice. Okay, I gotta put this in the grape juice tier then. I do consume it from time to time. But I stopped because, I was like, it's expensive. I'm not sure it's even good for me, and water's coming out of my tap for free. Ice cream bars. I would go ahead and toss this in the same tier as iced cream, which I'm sure I put in the middle range. Tomatoes. Okay. Dude, I can't believe we're going to do this whole freaking list in one video. This is absurd. I'm an idiot. This is going to take like 2.5 hours. Tomatoes. I might even... Let's put it in great, okay? I don't like tomatoes that much. I cook with them all the time. They're a necessary cooking ingredient, so I support them. The thought of biting into a tomato by itself makes me want to die, though. Tofu. I've been vegetarian, not recently, but like, a decade ago. I consume a lot of tofu. I consume sundubu, agadashi tofu. I'll have a tofu stir fry. I still think it's kind of a little bad. For vegetarian food, I would prefer not to have tofu. I would prefer to have something built around legumes, but it has its use. It's not really for me. Salad dressing, this is our third Tabasco, dude. You know what? Or is it? No, it's only our second Tabasco, sorry. Salad dressing. I like it. Look, let me be honest with you. You combine a little kale with a little grocery store salad dressing, you got sides for days. String cheese. Love it. Put that right up with the single serving cheeses. Where did I put single serving cheeses? Where's my baby bell? There it is. Deserved in the great tier. Strawberries. You're going into blueberry tier. A little expensive, but very delicious. Much better than blackberries, in my opinion. This is what appears to be a New York strip loin. I am going to go ahead and place that, honestly, into the astounding tier. I just like I like a steak. I think it's got more flavor innately than a chicken breast. I think it's more fun to eat. I support this in a big way. Sriracha. Honestly, I would be content to put it up here in the astounding tier versus the other hot sauces we've seen. Sprite. I think you got an idea of where that's going. Spinach. Controversial. I do not like it as much as kale. So I'm going to put it in the... It's close. I'm going to put it in the great tier. I do like it close to as much as kale. I don't think it belongs down here with the bok choy. Come on. I believe this is Martinelli's non-alcoholic apple cider exclusively used on the tables of families at Thanksgiving. I don't really understand it. Spam, on the other hand, I understand. Spam, we're gonna put this in the. I'm gonna put it in the middle range, which is an over ranking compared to how most people would rank it. I like spam. What's the big knock on spam? Is it that it's gross? Is it that it makes a sound when you take it out of the can? No. It's that it's way too expensive for a product that people look down on. It's like the same as canned tuna for me. I like it. Everybody else is like, ooh, it's gross. Why is it like $4.50 a can then? I don't understand. Grocery store pasta. Good. It's a staple. It's insanely cheap most of the time. Is it the best quality pasta? No, but I think it's passable. Soy sauce. Honestly, I think if we're going to have cumin in Astounding, soy sauce must also exist in Astounding. If you were doing any kind of Asian cooking at all, you need to have it. It's not optional. If you think it's optional, you're not making it right, okay? I think that's it's needed. Sour cream. I'd go ahead and say it's a middle range food. I like it, but it's not used that often in our household. But when it is used, I use it. I don't turn up my nose. Brie. Put this in the middle range. I don't think it's... I much prefer a cheddar cheese to a brie, honestly, if we're talking about at-home, everyday use. Shredded cheese? This is gonna blow people's minds. I'm putting it in the good tier, because here's the thing, I'm a little lazy sometimes. If I'm making a meal that requires shredded cheese, I would much rather buy a bag of C tier shredded cheese than buy a B tier cheese and shred it myself. Why not get an A tier cheese? Because money doesn't grow on trees, you know? We're trying to make a retirement fund for ourselves at some point. Can't get ridiculous. Shallots. Absolutely a great tier vegetable. Highly recommended. Turns any meal a little bit bougie. In a good way. I love a shallot. I have to be honest, I don't really know what you are. I think you might be scallops. If you're scallops, I'm going to be honest. Middle range. I love a scallop. Suffers from kind of a similar thing as the crab. I don't want to buy them in a grocery store in case I mess them up. But I do. They're easier to cook than a crab, I think, and make good. It's mostly just, salt, butter, and heat. But still. I don't know what you are. Some kind of perhaps a gluten-free bread? On that assumption, I'm going to put you into the really bad tier, and I apologize. I apologize for my ignorance, predominantly. Premium plus crackers. I've eaten probably 30,000 premium plus crackers in my life. I think they're bad. Useful for a soup crumbled on top, but not compulsory. Usually, I just if I have these in the house, I just end up eating like half a sleeve a day for no reason. Just mindlessly shoving wheat into my face. At least a Ritz is horrible for you, but it tastes delicious. Salt. If there was a super astounding tier, salt would be in there. As far as grocery store goods go, come on. It's like $5. It'll flavor 200 meals. It's necessary. I don't salt anything at the table. Because I already have high blood pressure from looking at Twitch chat all day. And I'm not trying to have a pulmonary embolism in my 30s. But to cook with, you need it. And it's the best value in the grocery store. Grocery store salsa. I'm going to go good. If you're going to get tortilla chips, it's astounding. You know what? I might even put it into great with the guacamole. Yeah, because you could put this on eggs. You could use this in a variety of meals and be happy. I believe this is a salmon fillet. Hold on, there's some easy ones. Put the A&W Diet Root Beer down here with the Sprite and the Coca-Cola. A salmon fillet, I would put it at great. What's my reasoning? I like it more than cod. For sure. I don't know what you are. Am I really going to Google Assistant Chubby's meat? I thought Chubby's made pickles or something. I don't know what you are. Hold on. What meat does Chubby's sell? Chubby Shorts? Chubby's Restaurant? Find a Chubby's near you? Is that Chubby's? I don't know what you are, okay? I'm trying to take a look. I don't know. I think you're like... I'm putting you in the middle range because you look like some kind of beef, and I'm not going to say no to that. What the heck is Mahatma? Mahatma Grocery. Is it rice? It appears to be perhaps white or jasmine rice. Okay. Grocery store rice. Instant rice. Terrible. Grocery store rice is... I'm putting it even a step higher than the pasta. It's cheap. You buy it in bulk. It lasts forever. I'm not saying it's good for you, but you kind of know what I mean. It's okay for you. Now, I could be wrong, but I feel like this is the chocolate shell that you pour on ice cream. I have no idea. I'm putting it next to the chocolate syrup. We're getting into some weird goods here. What are you? I don't know what this is, but it looks like some kind of salsa or dip. I'm putting it up here. I hope that's correct. I cannot read it, but it looks like salsa to me, okay? Shrimp. This, I'm going to surprise you. I'm putting it up in the good range. Out of all the seafood we've ranked, shrimp might be amongst my least favorite, even though I still like it. But I think the value proposition is right at the grocery store. It's not too expensive. It's hard to screw up yourself. Moreover, I hate buying shrimp at a restaurant. It's like flipped versus the other seafoods. You buy shrimp at a restaurant, they're like, okay, if you want chicken teriyaki or the chicken stir fry, we'll put in a whole chicken breast. You want to substitute for shrimp? It's $8 extra, you get 3 shrimp. It's a terrible value proposition. I would rather buy it at the grocery store, to be honest. Simply Lemonade. You are going into the grape juice tier. I don't really see a difference between this. Oh, wait, there's one difference, okay, between the sodas and the juices. The juices kind of come in one bottle. I hate having to take the recycling down more frequently because there's 36 cans. Raspberries. I see them as blueberry tier. Welcome. Hidden Valley Ranch. Look, where did I put healthier salad dressing? We're going one lower. I like a ranch. I like a Caesar dressing, but it's 2020. We're trying to stay healthy. Can I tell you something? It's been a while. Let's stoke some controversy. I think raisins are god-awful. I've eaten probably 10,000 raisins in my life, is my guess. All of them as a child for school lunches. You know what gets me about a raisin? I hate that the raisins come in cardboard boxes. I hate that when you try to get the raisins out of the package, 300 of them are stuck together at all times. Give me some fresh fruit, please. I'm sorry, Sun-Maid. I'm sorry. Radishes? Look, it's kind of weird for me. I'm going to put them in the middle range. I like a radish. I love a daikon, you know? So this is not really the same kind of radish here, I think. Keep it in the middle tier. What are you? Quinoa. Quinoa is great for you, but honestly, probably one of my least favorite sides. Starchy sides, at least. Oatmeal. Put it in the middle range. Some people love it, some people hate it. I hate it, but respect it. I have to be honest again. I have no idea what you are. You look like, I don't know, perhaps potato salad. It does appear to be in the pea section here. Potato salad. I don't respect it nor enjoy the taste. Potatoes. Astounding. A delicious food. Mashed. I know, boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. But really, boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Slice them up, deep fry them, slice them up, bake them. Poke some holes with them or in them with a fork. Put them in the oven. Put them in the microwave. It's a great food. Pork loin / pork chops. I will go ahead and say that I think pork is an underrated meat for the most part. But a loin or a chop, I kind of see it right around the same level as some ground pork. Now, the exception is if you're going to make this into like a fried pork cutlet, like a tonkatsu style, sign me up. I'll take 2. Orville Redenbacher's movie theater popcorn. I'll put it in the middle. I do like a microwave popcorn. I haven't had it in forever. Palm juice. Palm tree, girls eat palm tree. I'm putting it up here because I think it's good for you, but I will never purchase it because a bottle this size requires you to take out a sizable loan from your local bank or credit union. I believe these are Totino's pizza rolls. I'm putting them with the bagel bites, and I apologize, okay? Because I can't remember which one of these it was that I threw up after I ate, but I don't think it was even their fault, but still. It's not their fault. Dates. Honestly, I see them as slightly better than raisins, but they're not really a food for me. You are, pistachios. Okay. I've eaten them a couple of times now, but only recently. I like them okay. To be honest, I prefer other nuts. Pineapple, I gotta be honest with you, I think is delicious, but I think it's way lower than canned pineapple. I don't want to purchase a fresh pineapple and chop it myself at home. It is what it is. I'm sorry. A can of pickles? Good. I will purchase it now and then. I love a dill pickle. Crunchy, delicious snack. I don't know what you are. Canned sparkling water. Welcome to the LaCroix tier. Red peppers. Okay, hold on. We gotta let some of these we can do so fast. Are you ready for this? Red peppers. I think they're in the avocado tier. I think red peppers are overrated. If you disagree, comment below. Let me know. More nut butters. Welcome to the astounding tier. I consume more of those than is fair, probably. I'm gonna put cooking spray next to cooking spray. Onions. Honestly, I have them right next to shallots. Ubiquitous vegetable used in many, many recipes, quite delicious. Orange juice. I'm thinking I'm going to put the orange juice right next to the orange juice. Canned olives. Hold on. There's some easier ones. Olive oil. You need to have some kind of cooking oil in your house. Olive oil is probably the most common. There you go. Okay. Let's move from there. I don't know what you are. God awful. Canned olives. Olive bar. Olive jar. Olive can. I would put these in the really bad tier. I would rather have no olives than canned olives in most situations. Nutella, I'm going to be straight up with you. I don't really like it, and it's bad for you. A lot of people love it. Don't let me rain on your parade. Nilla wafers. Also kind of in the bad tier. I don't really like I don't like a cookie from the grocery store in most circumstances. Oranges. I love the taste of an orange. I hate peeling them. I'm just going to say it, okay? Not everybody has the kind of courage, so I stand up for the people that are silenced. Oh, use a spoon to peel it. I do. Still gets under your fingernails, makes your hands smell like orange for days, even if you're washing them. You know? I love the flavor of an orange, don't get me wrong. I hate to peel it. I'm going to be straight up with you as well. Grocery store naan. I'm taking it down here to the awful category. I love naan. I have never had a grocery store naan that made me any less than regretful, okay? I don't know what you are. I'm sorry. Are you kefir? I'm putting you in god awful just because I don't know what you are. I'm sorry. Nature Valley granola bars. I'm putting them one step below a Kind bar in the good category. They're not that great for you. They taste okay. They're insanely cheap. These are the cheapest granola bars I'm pretty sure you can buy at the grocery store. Sometimes they're on sale. 4 boxes for 10 Canadian dollars. It's outrageous. I can't stress it enough. 4 boxes is 20... Well, hold on. 10 granola bars per box, because each pack has 2. That's 40 granola bars for $10. It's like a quarter each. It's nuts. And it's a Canadian quarter. It's worth nothing. Mustard, right up here with the ketchup category. I love mustard. It's going to make your sandwiches so much better. I'm starting to realize, I think these are mussels. I'm putting them, honestly, I'm looking for other seafoods I've placed. I think I got to put it with crab. Again, I like mussels. I would never buy them at a grocery store. I do think you could just, lightly steam them, but I've never done it, so I consider it god-awful, I suppose. Mushrooms. I'm putting them in the middle range. They're common. They can be delicious. I don't really like them. I'm learning to love them more. I don't want to disrespect the mushroom contingent. Grocery store muffins. Look, they got to be at least a couple levels higher than grocery store donuts. I don't know why, but in my head, I'm like, a muffin from a grocery store is okay. Not great, but okay. A donut from a grocery store is like ashes in my mouth. Mountain Dew, welcome to the soda tier. Milk, welcome to the milk tier, which I'm pretty sure was middle. I've lost the cow now. Maybe I even put it in good. I don't know. Let's just stick it up there for now. I'm not changing it, but we'll call it for now. Mayonnaise. I don't know if we have any in our house, to be honest with you. But I understand its uses. It's a middle range, I think. Now, hear me out here. Tangerines, clementines, oranges, little bad. These, not quite astounding, but great. I could eat probably 20 tangerines / clementines a day. It's like peeling an orange, but the peel comes off so much better. Maple syrup. Niche uses, quite expensive, but also delicious and part of my national heritage. That brings it from little bad to middle in my world. This is another mayonnaise-driven salad. I don't know what you are. Macaroni and cheese. Honestly, I know you want me to put it in god-awful. I'm just going to keep it in really bad. I've never consumed it. There's so many easy ones here. Like, let me just get through these, okay? V8 vegetable juice. I'm going to put you next to V8 vegetable juice. I think this video might make people angrier than any video I've ever made. Lobster. Putting you next to crab. No disrespect, man. Orange lentils. One tier below Mahatma rice, in my opinion. I love a lentil. Little bit harder to work with than a rice, but I do love a lentil, don't get me wrong. More relatively healthy salad dressing. Welcome. That might be a cream-based dressing, in which case I'm putting you down with the ranch here. I prefer like a vinegar-based dressing. Alcohol. Alcohol. Tomato soup yet again. There's a couple duplicates. Lemonade, which I believe I had like right around here. Yeah, sure. Bottled water has got to be god-awful. Now, the exception is if you literally live in a place where the water is not drinkable, or I'll even say if it's unpalatable, okay? But if you buy this in Vancouver, people are going to look at you like you're committing a war crime. Watermelon. Here's the thing. Pineapple, where did I put you? Right in the bad tier? Watermelon, I'm putting you in the middle range. Still kind of a pain, a little messy to prepare, but it's kind of a nice summer activity. Crack it into a watermelon. I know I'm skipping ahead in the order. Okay, if I don't know what you are, welcome. Lunchables, I'm going to level with you. These are god-awful. I know we're filling out this god-awful tier. Lunchables is like 4 crackers, 4 slices of ham, 4 slices of cheese, a Capri Sun, and a little tiny Kit Kat bar. In Canada, they're like $4.50 each, $5 each. It's the perfect intersection of not really that good, not a lot of food, expensive. Like, if you're a child, whatever. If your parents are buying these for you, congrats. As an adult, I will not purchase a Lunchable. It's not for me, I guess is the easiest way to explain it. I believe this is grocery store tortellini. That's a great food. It's delicious. Is it tortellini? It looks tortellini-esque to me. It's delicious. Easy to make. Is it good for you? Oh, God, no. But you can make a meal out of that real easily. Lettuce. Iceberg lettuce. We're putting it one cut below our other leafy greens in the good tier. Okay? Lemons. Middle range. They have their uses. Lemon juice is very popular in recipes, but a lemon itself, not that valuable. I don't know what you are. Breyer's ice cream, I have to level with you. I don't think it's as good as a Ben & Jerry's or a Klondike, so I'm putting it in a little bad tier. A zucchini, put it with the cucumber. I prefer a cucumber, but I'll put it with the cucumber. A sweet potato, middle range. Sorry to say I don't like it as much as a regular potato. Not even close. This is perhaps, I don't know, but I think this might be pork tenderloin, which I think is not even quite as good as a chop. That's a middle range meat in my opinion. Any large nut mix, welcome to the great tier. We're getting so close. Tortilla chips, we have no salty snacks in the top. Tortilla chips are the best chip at the grocery store. Pair it with a grocery store salsa. You could entertain a party of 150 people and have nothing to worry about. Vanilla extract. It's a little bad. You only really use it if you're baking. And can I tell you something? Artificial vanilla extract is like, you know, it's cheap. Real vanilla extract is like 100 times more expensive. Go check it next time you go to the grocery store. It's priced at an insulting level. I don't know the economics of it. I'm just saying. All right, what the heck is this? This is a whole turkey, I think. Let's be honest. This is a little bad. You're not going to buy it outside of a Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter corridor. But you're probably going to buy it in that range if you're not eating ham. And I got to be honest with you. I don't know what these are. This is clearly some kind of liquid. Looks like maybe a fruit punch. I don't know what you are. Maybe like a tartar sauce? Look, if you're a tartar sauce, middle range. You have your uses. And then, I have to be honest as well, I don't know what this is. So welcome. Okay. It took us an hour and a half, but here we are. Here's your astounding grocery store foods. Hot sauce, soy sauce, olive oil, ketchup, mustard, peanut butter, sugar, flour, butter, black pepper, bananas, ground beef, garlic, eggs, cumin. Let's just say steak, salt, potatoes, tortilla chips. You know what? Can I tell you something I've noticed? There is no vegetable in the astounding tier. I'm going to reconfigure the list slightly, okay? Because I think onions are astounding. Delicious, commonly used. I think, to be honest, I think kale's astounding. That's going to be controversial. We're just rebalancing the tiers a little bit. Everything else, I stand by. Honestly, if you take this and up, you got a lot of... This is pretty much my grocery trips right here. This is a fun video. Thank you to NL Tier List Maker for making it. If you've watched the entire feature-length production, thank you. I appreciate it a great deal. Thanks for watching. Let me know how you disagree in the comments below and how you feel about 2020, the year of memes. For now, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Give me more suggestions for tier lists in the future. Like the video if you enjoyed it. It was a lot of work for someone else. It was a lot of fun for me. Apart from that, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!